We bought a house.
We did.
We did. This is the house that we bought. We're sitting in it right now.
Yeah, as you can see.
Yeah, it's very unfinished, but eventually this will be my beautiful studio space. And
just so it's clear, this is not the house right where we're at. This is the very bottom level.
Right, this is the
of
basement.
the house. Yeah, unfinished. Yeah, basement. The rest of it's finished. The rest of it's finished. Promise.
The rest of it's got walls and lights and everything.
And paint.
And paint. We decided that we wanted to buy a house individually of each other a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago?
I'd say that was our original plan.
Yeah, and just he was looking into buying a house on his own because we weren't living together at the time. I was looking into buying a house on my own. And basically we kept being told no.
Yeah, by everybody.
By everyone. So as two 26-year-olds, we wanted to...
25. Thank you.
It's a 26 and a 25-year-old.
It's more impressive when I say that.
We wanted to make a video to other young people who might be wanting to buy a house to kind of explain how the hell we did this. Firstly, we were told no. I was told no by a loan agent who was absolutely right. I was maybe making $20,000 a year. I was freelancing, and when you're freelancing, you have to have 2 years worth of work experience. So $20,000 doesn't get you a house, no matter what.
And I was in the opposite realm. I had a day job, paid very well. I made, I don't know what my yearly would be, but I made $28 an hour working a day job. I could go through and do the whole house thing by myself, but nothing in an area we actually would want to be.
Yeah, and then it kind of, there's some relationship stuff where it kind of was like, why are we both buying separate houses?
Yeah.
So in order to make my no a yes, I got a new job that paid double what my old job paid. I got a job that was paying me about $40,000, and that still wasn't quite enough. So in another 6 months, I moved to another job. That's the job that ended up getting me qualified to buy a house with you, which made about $70,000.
Yeah, she like tripled my income.
Yeah, I tripled my income within a
week.
year. So I guess the first thing to take away from this video is if you don't make enough money, just go make more. Which obviously can be can be easier said than done. It just kind of depended on what the priority was. I'll get into this in another video, I think, but I gave up the autonomy of being a freelancer because I wanted to buy a house.
Yeah. And also we didn't, like, it's not just make more money. We gave up a lot of things too to decrease our monthly budgeting as it was, because they take that into account too.
With your monthly debt.
Yeah, your monthly debt. They take that into account big time. So if you have high monthly debt, like a huge car payment, like myself, I refinanced my car too, and that's actually something that helped us quite a bit too. Which is, even that $50 a month really helps.
Yep, you refinance your car. We focused on getting all of our credit cards paid down to decrease our monthly debt as much as possible. So I'd say the first part is make as much money as you possibly can. Maybe sacrifice some things to do it. Because you also moved to a new company that paid you more money.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I also moved to a job with higher pay, but it was like a $2 difference. So it's...
Which every little bit helps when you're trying to get approved. So
oh yeah.
First step, make as much money as you can. Second step, get rid of as many payments as you can and pay down as many credit cards as you can. Do everything you can to decrease your monthly debt. And find someone, like in our case, we were able to double what we could qualify to buy because we decided to buy together. That's
not us saying go and find a homeless man that could come in with you with good credit.
No, but if you have a good friend...
You have to really trust that friend, and nothing can get in between you. So don't go and hang out with your best girlfriend or your best guy friend and think, great. Things could get ugly quick.
They could. But if you have a friend that like you've lived together with before, and you guys can both be really mature when you're going through this heck of a process, then if you wanted to double, you could. That's kind of what we did to get approved. And then we found a loan agent who is amazing. He's wonderful. We found a loan agent who had our best interests at heart and who was really honest with us. And he got us approved. So with our combined stuff, we got approved for $550,000. So obviously if we hadn't decided to link up, we could have each afforded like a $250,000 or possibly $300,000 property, which is enough for you to get a little condo.
It is, but if you don't want a condo...
Find a buddy.
Find a buddy. We've gone through a lot of loan agents in our search to find a good one. Don't just go with the first one you find or your buddy's mom or whatever else. Interview people. Find people that actually have your best interest. Because believe it or not, we went through quite a bit of looking to figure out who was best for us.
We got approved and everything, which was the part that we were told that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
So we got approved for a surprising amount, which was wonderful. And then, of course, we were buying during the big market swell, and we were also told that we would never find a house that was worth anything, that we would have to pay all of our closing costs, that we would have to pay everything. That's not true. Just find a realtor or a loan agent or both that's willing to work with that, because we did not pay our closing costs on this house.
No, we didn't pay our closing costs, and we got below $30,000 below what it was evaluated for, and like what they even had it listed for. What
they had it listed for.
It was 30 below. It was 30 below.
Yep.
Like, we got not only lucky, but we were smart about it. Honestly, we followed our gut.
Yeah.
And realized that this was a buyer's market we were in.
Yeah.
And found a really good place, 2,400 square feet. We closed at 505 and only a 4.6% interest, which everyone else a week later was sitting at like almost 7% interest, which is huge difference.
But we got that low rate. The thing with the interest rates is that they are always going up and down, and our loan agent waited like a week and a half, 2 weeks almost, to file the papers to make sure that we got a low interest rate. So there are things you can do. It's not so clear-cut as everyone would make it seem. One thing I did want to talk about is the experience of going to open houses.
Oh my God.
As two young-looking mid-20-somethings, we got very mixed greetings from realtors. We got incredulous looks. We got people asking if we'd even been approved yet. Yeah,
or if we were working with anybody, or just looking. Like I think that we went to most places that were open houses, and they assumed we were just looking. Wanted to just come in like snooping,
which I would do, to be fair, but
some houses, just not the ones we were looking at.
Not the ones we were looking at. So we were met with quite a bit of incredulity. So anyone else that's incredulity. So anyone else that's in your 20-somethings, if you're met with that, like we were to just try and push through and get a realtor and go to private showings.
Some of our favorite ones were definitely the one guy that decided to text me a bunch of information on other houses he had. Like this guy took us super seriously and wanted our sale. If you're a realtor and someone's going through an open house and you have like 90 people and they write their phone number on there because stupidly not thinking about it, don't text them 5 minutes after you leave, or also continue texting for 2 weeks later when they have not replied to a single thing you've texted before.
Texted us like moments after we left the house asking for ready to put in an offer.
Yeah. After not even saying goodbye to you at the door, we kind of we scooted past you because you were just, oh my God, you were awful. I'm calling you out. Insert name here. You'll handle that in post.
Yes, I will.
Okay. What else can we handle in post? Can we do like the more you know thing from like the Reading Rainbow?
That would be awesome, actually. Well, now I'm gonna have to figure it out. If I figured it out.
If she didn't.
Once we found this house, that is one thing I wanted to mention, is that the closing process is a wee bit stressful. If you're buying it at the house with another person, you get to know their finances really, really intimately. And that was very interesting. I think that every couple before they get married should buy a house together, because it was a big test of the relationship, and I think we learned a lot from it.
Yeah, we got to really see each other's credit scores, what our monthly incomes were. Like, we got to do a lot of like the most mature things you'd possibly think of in like a relationship without committing to each other in like eternal matrimony.
This is a pretty legal commitment, though.
It's a very legal commitment at this point. Every time we look at a wall, we like, hey, I own that. Or, hey, I own that.
Oh my God, the ceiling.
The ceiling, it's ours.
Well,
nice.
I guess the rafters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But even though it was kind of hard, like, it was really, really worth it. Because now we've made 2 mortgage payments already.
2.
And every time it feels so good. It feels like we are putting money back into an investment. We are betting on ourselves, which is fabulous.
No more paying someone else's rent.
No.
Feels way better.
Exactly. But it's not as glamorous as it looks. We're not just living in this big house all by ourselves.
No.
We decided to cut our costs in half, and we have 2 roommates. And we could have gone for a smaller house where we didn't have to rent out rooms, but then we would have been responsible for more of a mortgage payment every month, and we wanted to put our money other places.
Yeah, we travel a lot. We like to go and do things with our lives. So this is like a home base of operations. It's a good spot for, like, it's a good investment because there's a lot of rooms, a lot of room to grow still in here.
What would you tell other people our age who want to buy a house but aren't sure they can?
You can bleep out things I say, right?
Yeah.
Live off of pure fuck you energy. Because that way, anyone who tells you no, give them one of these and do it yourself. Do it. Just do it. The amount of people that constantly tell both of us no in all of life is ridiculous. And those people will never go anywhere. The more you live off of what people say no and prove them wrong, I feel like the more you'll enjoy life and laugh at everyone else that's stuck like a mile behind you. If you want a house, go get a house. There's a million different ways. If you want more money, same thing. There's a million different ways to earn money. You can look up a million different ways to do anything. You can do absolutely anything you set your mind to. That's the biggest thing. With buying a house, everyone told us no. Did that stop us?
Clearly
for
not.
about 3 days.
For a short period of time it did.
Yeah.
And then we went and overdid it and got really, really good jobs, and all of a sudden we're like way past what we ever thought we could afford ever.
Yeah.
I think my advice would be to actually go out and do some research, talk to an actual loan agent, get a pre-approval done. Don't look at don't go on Credit Karma and look at the what you can afford for a house estimate calculators. Because I looked at one of those and it was very wrong.
Yes.
It told me I could qualify for a $120,000 house. Did I ever tell you that?
Oh, yeah, you did actually. Yeah. It was super dumb.
Those aren't right. Talk to a loan agent. Get a pre-approval. And see if you want to buy a house, see where you're at today. And that'll give you a good idea of where you need to go in order to actually make it happen.
Yeah.
I think that's my best advice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And look at a lot of houses. Don't buy the first one or the second one.
We actually had a hard time at the very start of our search. Mm-hmm. We found a house that we fell in love with. Absolutely in love with. It was smaller than this house. But the layout...
Still sad.
It was like a wizard tower.
It was a Weasley house.
It was a Weasley house. It was literally like the stairs went just up and up and up to like this top floor, which is the master bedroom, that had 2 balconies, one on the other side, okay? With like a planter box and stuff like that, and like there was all this cool stuff. And there were 2 rooms below that too, where you can rent out to renters.
But this house is in a better location.
Yeah.
It's made by a better builder, so it's sturdier.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the R.C. Willey of furniture, and that one was the IKEA of furniture.
Yeah, big time.
IKEA of houses.
In the long run,
this was a better choice.
Exactly.
No matter how pretty and sparkly the other one was.
Yeah, this
is a better choice.
We could not get over that first house we fell in love with. It wasn't the first house we saw. It was the first house we fell in love with.
But because we fell in love with that house, it pushed us to actually get pre-approved and actually move forward. Because before we were just kind of shooting in the dark.
Exactly. Like there were some good things about it. We were like a day off from putting on in a offer ourselves for that house.
Yeah, and then it got bought.
And then it got bought. And it was a good thing. It was a good thing. Yeah. Long term wise, it was a good thing.
And this one has an unfinished basement, which will be a project at some point. Will be very fun.
But for the time being, you'll see, hint, something else we're doing, in the meantime, till we get to do that.
This YouTube studio.
Yeah. She said this is the future spot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so,
future spot.
This is the future YouTube studio. It won't always look like this. I like our house, and I'm glad that we have it. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. Me too.
And maybe in the next video, we'll do a house tour.
I'm just here to talk.
You can film the house tour for me.
I'll be the guy behind.
He'll be behind the camera next time. Like, subscribe, and see you probably in a week, maybe less than that, for our house tour.
Oh, and ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ring it. So you get notified when I post some videos. And I will see you in the next video.
Bye-bye! I screwed up with my Slurpee. They had a bunch of flavors, but most of them were out. And I accidentally squeezed in like an unlabeled flavor.
Oh no.
It was some really, really sweet peach. It tastes like a pink Starburst,
Oh, weird.
but not in a good way. And it screwed with the entire flavor palette of my Slurpee.
It still tastes good.
It's fine. That's my last thought.
I like it.